Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest episode of the Radical Measures podcast, where our guest is also working with us to make this episode happen.
This is a joint effort.
Yes, and that's what happens when you call on a comedian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you already know, like, he's going to wash his hands.
He'll be like, mic check karu.
Huh.
He'll be like, chair set karu. He'll be like, stage pe 5 minute karu.
Yeah. Yeah, all of it comes together.
announcement karta hu.
I just want to say, I don't know what area I feel more empathetic towards right now.
Yeah.
The filmmaking side of the podcast or the comedian side of the
You're
podcast.
torn between the two.
Both for me.
You know, this episode's guest, ladies and gentlemen, is Sumedh Natu, a very nice friend, dear friend, nice guy. I think that is how I'll use the adjectives.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to come across that combination. And now that I've said it, it is not going to go to his head because I've said it. You know what I mean? That's how it works. And after a couple of different episodes that we've had with, you know, people running distilleries and doing things,
All
you know.
those serious people who were like, ye lo, ye pio. Finally, we've come back to someone of our own kin.
Yes.
It's like coming back home.
Yes.
In the warm embrace of family.
They weren't too funny or what?
Yeah.
No, they weren't.
You can't expect everything from them.
Ironic that they give drinks that make other people so funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's so. We need them to make the audience laugh harder.
But they were nice people, all of them.
Yeah.
And the fact that we were able to go to a distillery and this is what a comedian's brain like sort of works like. This is how I'm going to go and validate my time I've spent in Goa. I've spoken to people in the alcohol business. Okay, it's I don't know, for some reason the fact that it makes life so much better. And being in Goa, I did this. What did you do? Drink? You know, that is all you did in Goa. That's so basic. Fuck off. Like, I don't have time for that. You know, let's talk botanicals. Okay, then we are having a conversation.
Goa has become one of the most hipster places for alcohol right now.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
Over the past couple of years. And people are just finding new herbs, shrubs and alcohols to
Yes.
put in their drinks over
Yes.
here.
Yeah, see that.
That
What is this?
curiosity.
Put it in the pot.
And you know what the great difference is? Like the first couple of times when I had come over here, the idea was to die consuming anything you could afford.
Yeah.
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 To now, where I have my friends coming like, yeah, but you know, the balance of the acidity doesn't work for this particular agave. I'm like, how has this? It's changed a lot. It really
Yes.
has.
Why are you talking science here?
Yeah.
But places got great new bars. It's got places with a great cocktail program. And it's
This
nice.
is-
It's a good change to see.
It's such a great reaction to an existential threat in the form of a pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And the whole world feels like we are all dying, and now that we're not, let's party, dude. This is what it is all about.
No, I
Let's
think-
have fun.
I think over here also, no, those environmental warnings that coastal areas will be submerged and whatever, they're just like, the mixer will be closer. Like,
Yes. Yeah. All I have to do is dip the glass now.
It took us, I think I was a part of a number of people who came to Goa during the pandemic while the country was burning.
Yeah.
And we thought that our life's problems would get sorted out once we come over
Yeah.
here. And in a way that was true, but what we didn't really account for that our sorted out problems are now becoming other people's problems over here. So we can...
No, I think you're a hero in that manner because you were just like, I cannot contribute positively in this pandemic situation. Let me not be in the way. People like us stayed back.
What it really did teach me
Yeah.
was once we came over here and we gentrified the entire area and like the rents went up by 200% in a year.
Whoa.
And places that were going for like 10,000-15,000 rupees started going for like 40,000-50,000 bucks.
Oh shit.
And like the locals started complaining.
Now I hate you. Like,
Yeah, they obviously
Yeah.
hate us. But what it really made me realize is everyone has some in them.
Yes.
Of course, dude.
And it's going to come out one day.
You
And
just-
the only reason why it hasn't come out is because it hasn't
You
happened
just
to you yet.
have to find the right North
Yeah.
Indian.
Yeah,
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, like
And
this.
like when my Goan friends were telling me like all you outsiders come and you like take up our medical space over here and I was like, this is what people in Mumbai have been saying for the longest time. This sounds very familiar and I do not relate with you, but sure, I understand your sentiment, I guess.
Over there also you were like, who should I empathize with?
Yeah.
Instead of that side.
Who gave you my script?
I've heard it back from our kin back home.
Yeah.
No, you guys are saying it. It's good.
Yeah, I think that is how like life turns out from time to time. Now, where people keep on saying this a lot, and with age, like you realize that life is humbling, but not in ways that it's shown. You know, and like it's just not in ways. It randomly it ambushes you, dude. When you're least expecting, you're like, oh, I'm being told I'm the immigrant here. What the fuck, dude? This does not feel nice. Hey, I'm a chill guy.
Yeah, but it's also the flip where you're a liberal and you want to care for everyone else, and you do care for everyone else till it happens to you.
Yeah, that's the thing. No? You can be liberal.
Then I'm human.
No, then you can be liberal only when you've got a flat in the city. Like, that's it. If you're rental, if you're coming outside,
Wow,
you
man.
have to become conservative.
It's a great way of putting it.
Oh yeah.
Everyone has a conservative bone, and something is very quick to prick it. You just don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But once it gets pricked, there's no
Now you come to know, oh, this is my thing.
Yeah.
It's like a kink.
Yeah.
You know, this
Yeah,
is
it
my
is.
conservative.
Yeah, it is my like us versus them thingy.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
in a very diluted form.
I'm with them on this, guy.
Yeah.
But a lot of my older relatives, when they had heard my woke radical ideas when I was like 23 to 25, when they were like, you know what, you're going to pay taxes for 5 solid years.
Yeah.
And once you do that, and once you realize that you are economically contributing towards the country, you are going to reach that stage one day where you are also going to hear some young radical ideas, and you're going to go like, all of y'all are wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm beginning to get those.
Yeah, because you have to go ahead and try and quantify your giving, and you've tried to do it only through money, you know, like taxes, and then you're like, oh, this is not working. This is clearly not, because I don't know what is not working, but the outcome is you know, like the outcome is, I don't know, I can't point out, I'm not smart to say
That's
yes
the thing,
here.
Yeah, 28 is the age where you
Begin-
just go through life saying like, where's the manager?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Where is this
That's
shit?
really
Yeah.
true. That's really true.
This is
I
not
have a
what
problem right now. I want this to get sorted out.
Yeah.
I don't care about your problem.
Don't tell me the chef burnt his hand. Do I care? No, I'm out here for a meal.
My
Okay.
pizza doesn't have enough truffle oil on it. I want it replaced.
What a thing! Truffle oil has always sort of like made me go a bit like, what a thing to go for, because it's a type of mushroom, right?
It is, but what most people don't realize is that it is the biggest capitalist sham. Okay, firstly, like anything that happens abroad
Yeah.
in terms of food comes to India after 10 years.
Yeah.
And that becomes cool over here now.
Yeah.
So, for example, fermenting is becoming cool in India now.
Oh yeah, kombucha is now making it
cool.
Yeah.
But also, Western ideas of these things are becoming cool here now. Like we fermented for the longest time ever.
Yeah.
It feels like a cycle, no?
But-
like, why did it have
But
to
the
go?
day it enters Bandra and then they're offering you sukkar at $700, you're like, oh, now I should probably be paying for this.
Yeah.
But truffle oil is one of those variations. Like actual truffles, very expensive, can really enhance your food. Truffle oil, completely synthetic. One of the worst things that you can put on your food for like base flavor, and people spike prices through the roof by just putting like a
Yeah, drizzle of
Drizzle
it.
of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And the word truffle, like whenever I've always felt when there is certain vocabulary that is passed on from rich people that you get to hear, like, you know, like, oh, suddenly like, this suddenly feels exotic, like they have it as a part of their life.
Yeah.
Makes sense. They have money. Well, I want to go ahead and have that experience.
The name thing, no? You're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like,
then you hear truffle everywhere. This mac and cheese became a big thing. It was very weird how we reacted to.
I have genuinely realized I've worked around food for the past 6 or 7 years. I've worked with every major chef in India till now. Indians are truly amazing when it comes to their idea of what they want to spend on in food, according to me.
Yeah.
Because the most basic home food that white people have, right, is the food that we will be willing to spend 3 times the amount of price
Yes.
on over here.
Yes.
Like when I see people spending like $800 or $900 for a carbonara or like basic pasta that your mother can make or you can learn to make after 2 YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Like you're not really paying for this product, you're paying for the perception of having this.
Yeah.
So you're like, no,
Oh
very
yeah.
good.
Yeah. The perception of pasta.
that was the whole McDonald's thing, no? When it came in.
Yeah, do you remember those lines?
Oh fuck, dude.
Because I was part of them.
Yeah.
Oh shit, dude. That was such a like. I remember not liking burger at one like wo time pe and still being like, toy, still being like, I want that. I want
We've
this,
always
this.
had that. Like, we wouldn't go to eat the burgers, we would go for the toys. We wouldn't eat the Cheetos, we would go for the Tazos.
Tazo, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Somehow or the
Yeah.
other.
And how bad is your product that you need to give something else
Plastic,
free?
dude.
And that
You're just
piece of
giving plastic.
that piece of plastic is still better. And like
Yeah.
I'll go through the experience of your product for a piece of plastic. Dude, we were so dumb as kids, man. Like, and you can't be angry at the young version of us because we didn't know better.
But I also want to say that we got so less as kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, dude.
That-
Nothing compares to a tab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything
And
that we
stuff.
were getting free in some form or the other, that was also currency in your classroom.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
was like, man, I want
That
this.
that was like the cheat code
Yeah.
to be a part of the conversation without you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah. You don't
That's
have a Charmander Tazo? How
Yeah.
do you know? You don't belong with us.
that's how I sold it to my like me and my younger brother. He was a big fan of buying things because this is what you're getting free
Huh.
with it, and he used to sell it to our parents in that manner. Like it's a good deal. Like he used to become the salesman for the product. Like no, your son is getting two things for the price of one. And the moment he understood that framing of the word
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
price of one.
Pick, free.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, that is such a great vocabulary-based scam. Yeah, 2 for the price of 1. And you're like, 2, 1, oh, I'm winning. Then, no, nobody pointed out to you that you're winning, you idiot. That's not what winning is. You have to find it out. Oh yeah, I got away with a bargain. You know, if they're selling you the bargain, it's not a bargain, trust me. I've never believed in the word like, I see that 50% sale and all I have to give in terms of reaction is you're closer to what I'm comfortable with, but you're not there. You're closer. You haven't found the G spot to this transaction. Okay, you really haven't. 50%, I know the markups, but you don't tell me, all right? I know the sort of kids who are weaving, you know, because they have nice fingers. They're able to get through the stitching well. So don't tell me that. Like this is the thing about Kanye ka thing also happening at the moment that people are talking and I'm always amazed that we are talking about Kanye now, all right? And the fact that he calls himself a prophet and charges like around $800 for a pair of shoes, dude. I don't think prophets believed in footwear that much. You know what I mean? Like none of the prophets were dependent on, I want to walk a long distance, but only if I have the right sort of shoes. You know, I'm not carrying the message of God beyond
No,
this.
the whole point of being a prophet is that you float above the ground, na?
Oh yeah, that
Why
should
do you
be
need footwear?
Yeah, but having said that, if Patanjali sells shoes, I'm fairly certain that people in India will buy them after a certain amount.
Oh yes, yeah.
They have.
I'm quite sure they do.
Huh.
Yeah. Because
A
there's
lot of
some
people-
shrubs which increase your blood circulation, man. You just don't know. All right, Sumedh, you're a naysayer. You don't believe in the power of miracle. You know?
Didn't you read that old book, the really old book, where all
Yeah.
this stuff is written?
Yeah.
I
Purifies
I
the
was forced to in my Jesuit school, I guess.
Oh
A little
man.
too close for comfort.
Yeah. And that's why we have an editing team. You know, whenever something like that happens. In fact, that is what I want to start using. The reaction to censorship should be now you're playing the game with the audience where you really cut out the bit, but you have the audio reaction to the bit and then be like, yeah, if you want to listen to this, come to the show.
Yeah.
Like we can also play the bait and switch game. Like you think you're the only ones who can pull this off, we'll give you nothing.
I think it should sometimes just work like a video game where you ask them, hey, this is the line I'm on right now.
Oh yeah.
And if you laugh, I'll cross. And then it'll get a little more intense. And if you don't laugh, I'll take one step behind.
I think that is happening when everybody buys an Oculus set and sits in, and then you just get a faint vibration on your skull, and you're like, oh yeah, somebody's dropped off. I should probably change the way I'm doing this. Did you read about that hilarious? I don't know if it's a gimmick or not. It sounded like a gimmick, definitely. That the fellow who was a part of the development team for Oculus, he created a version where if you die in the game, you get lobotomized. Like you die in reality.
So he's got an explosive. So
Oh, yeah.
it was a gimmick thing. It was a
a gimmick.
promotional thing and
Huh.
whatnot. But the point is, I love his tweet. He was just like, I've only figured out the part that kills you. I was like, duh. Yeah, the tough part is actually creating great VR, which you didn't do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just want to say right now, I think if tech makes any product, no matter how immoral it is,
Huh.
because of social media, it will definitely find buyers for it.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's
It's
true.
a new beautiful escape from reality, dude. Like you're selling me Goa within Goa.
Yeah.
That is, and how can you beat that, man? You're like, there's more
No,
of
that's
it.
the thing, na? They'll be like, this was Goa in the 80s when it was better.
Oh yeah, you can choose the
Yeah,
decade.
without the outsiders.
Yeah.
Like,
Without
it was
people like me.
cleaner.
Oh yeah. People will indulge, man. You'll be able to choose your decade. Like you're going to jazz age and walking through meta.
But I've experienced like one form of this where I used to love having ambient music videos on YouTube.
Huh.
Yeah.
Those 4-hour long videos.
Yeah.
And sometimes they have like rain noises
Oh,
in the
yes.
background. And it was like a really nice way to work. And one day when I was playing that, I realized there's actual rain happening outside. And I was like, this is really screwed me over to
Yeah.
a point where I still feel the need to have artificially recorded rain
Yeah.
playing with real rain.
Yeah, uploaded in New Zealand to sleep in Mumbai.
Yeah, sleep in Mumbai.
It definitely happens. You tend to turn, technology is becoming a part of my life so much that I'm turning to it for answers for everything. Where communication in that manner is like I'm just skipping conversations. I feel like there's so much to see through YouTube. Like I can go to Japan and see this old person whom I can't understand the language of, but I'm just like, I'm able to move. It's being omnipotent almost.
YouTube is my biggest drug in life. I
It's-
need professional help right now
Yeah.
to navigate through some of the addictions that I have with
Yeah.
this one platform.
Yeah.
And because it's magical. You can truly learn to do whatever you want on this. I know people who have learned how to make cheese, like play with fire,
Yeah.
like do anything on it. But the other flip is it's so voyeuristic. You can have access to anyone's life.
Yeah.
And you can truly watch as a like passive viewer into like situations that you would have never had access to in your entire life. So
Yeah.
the addiction truly gets you at once.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is the spike that you feel, right? The dopamine spike of, oh my god, I'm watching a samurai battle. It should
Yeah.
never be a part of my life. That way, it's just
Channels where people make weapons
Yeah,
from the
and
old
test
ages
them. Yeah.
and test them out on,
Yeah.
on statues that look like human beings.
Yeah.
I'm watching like, man,
Yeah.
this sword is definitely not going to make the
And
cut.
and this the better part is like, again, like, you have the samurai guy and whatnot, and then you've got the extreme opposite, which is like really calming down, which is like washing stuff, like wiping
Yeah.
windows and
Yeah,
whatnot, which
yeah,
is
yeah.
just like, yeah, calm down, buddy.
oh yeah,
I
the
think,
thing.
I think
this
we have a guest.
Visitor. Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Damn, dude, we have our latest subscriber actually on the set at the moment. Yeah, he just has to like,
Sniff,
Yeah.
like take attendance and go, na?
yeah.
Right.
That kind of thing.
I hope we got
Do
that.
not show him love. Like,
Anyway,
okay.
That's a wonderful thing to
my
know.
hand is safe for the
Yes, that's a wonderful thing to know.
A dog you have to warn everybody about. What's his name? Forget the name.
Yeah. What are you going to do
We
with
don't
him?
want you to refer to him.
Yeah.
He does not like being spoken to. Do not make eye contact, please.
Yeah, you're at his place.
Yeah.
That is basically what the dog is saying. You're at his place. Yeah. He just came to check out if everything's going well or not.
There's one YouTube thing where people are just smashing stuff in hydraulic presses.
I think that channel is going to go down as a piece of pop culture, like permanently great pop culture.
Huh.
Hydraulic Press is the channel that defined like a number of other channels like that.
Huh.
Yeah, it started off a whole thing, right?
Yeah, and it is still like one of the OG channels that defined what this medium would like go to
Huh.
be. Everyone thought that entertainment always has to have like a fixed form of storytelling, right?
Yeah.
And you had this guy running a hydraulic press for different objects every week.
Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, and people were just like, man, we want a phone book next.
Yeah. And he would
he
legit
would get
get
it.
it.
He would get it done. So it was a path-breaking channel for a bunch of creators who realized that they could keep doing this with whatever they had around them at
Yeah.
work, and people would get
Yeah.
an audience. Like it was the answer to what is a weird thought you have that we can
Yeah.
make like a channel on, and people will keep like watching.
it's also a crazy amount of repressed anger that you can see of
I
just
guess.
people crush it, crush it,
Yeah.
everything you come across. But it is definitely an iconic piece of pop culture. I agree with that bit.
My first job was at BuzzFeed when it was with BuzzFeed America back in 2015.
Okay.
And we had been given like this talk by our boss then, Zay Frank, who's also like one of the most iconic YouTubers of all time. And he had broken down why things go viral. And like one of them was this feeling that when you watch something and you want to share it because that thing represents like a piece of you.
Yeah.
So every video that you see on the Indian internet, at least, like shit Delhi girls say or like
Yeah.
things people from Lajpat Nagar
Yeah,
relate to, whatever
yeah,
it
yes,
is,
yes,
it's
yeah.
based on this one concept. Like when people share it, what they're basically saying is this explains me better.
Yeah. I'm you.
Yeah, I'm like, please watch this because this is who I am.
Yeah.
The second
Oh,
part,
that's sad.
yeah, but it's really
That's
true. Like,
sad.
and most of the bits that even you see in comedy that'll go really viral, right?
Yeah.
Especially the initial bits that most comics would put up, like middle class problems or whatever.
Yeah.
They would go viral because of
Relatability to that extent.
but that's what causes the relatability out. Like a very specific thing. I remember once we had made a video which was just things only swimmers will realize. Like an early video on YouTube where just getting shared by swimmers and swimmers and swimmers. But that community of people existed in every country and
Yeah.
went insanely viral like all over the world.
Yeah.
Damn.
The second one was something called emotional recall, which is like what most ads use. Like, you know, this
Yeah, Mom and
Mother's-
Everest.
This Mother's Day.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
This Mother's Day, we have surprised our mom by
Yeah.
these 4 influencers have surprised their mom by
Yeah.
Watch out.
taking her out for lunch after fighting with her. And
Yeah.
And they faked the fight.
yeah, and they fake the fight. But that last emotion that you're left with, awe.
Yeah. Oh.
The awe is what people come for.
Yeah.
And the third one is just dumb information.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know that kind of thing.
Oh,
Generally,
yeah.
just dumb information.
Yeah, like chew gum, you don't have tears when, you know,
Yeah, and you
you're
see like
cutting onions and whatnot.
how to replace your car tire. And
Yeah,
why do those videos go viral? Or
Yes.
just the thought of like information that you never thought you'd need.
Yeah.
Which is every Vox video
Yeah.
ever. Which is just like, do you know how this bullet train was designed around this hummingbird? And you're like, wow, I didn't know, but now I want to know.
Yeah. A bird? Are you sure about
Hydraulic press kind of defines that a mix of the second and the third, which is like a weird emotion you have in your head, which is like, what will happen if I just put my hand in the middle of a press? And
Oh, yeah.
what realistically happens when a hydraulic press goes through?
Yeah.
A human.
That's one thing you realize around cold metal
Yeah.
is it should be handled with care.
Yeah.
Any metallic object, I've realized that our bodies are just not able to withstand what metal has to offer. Treat it with care. Like knives, if it's heavy, it falls on your leg. Because then you will again be dependent on metal to
Yeah,
walk. You know what I mean? You lose a limb because of metal and now you have a metallic leg. It's like you can't even get over it.
Humans have such an itch, though. I remember a story at the factory that my father used to work at, where there was this one machine where there was a hole in it, and a clear sign above it that said, like, please do not
Yeah.
touch this particular hole. And of course, one day, one guy put his hand through it, lost it immediately.
He just couldn't Google
just couldn't
what happens in this hole and watch a video.
Like the curiosity, right?
Yeah, it got to him.
Do it.
Just looks
I just
over his
wanna know.
shoulder and then just
It's like when there's wet paint, you want to sit on it.
Yeah. Like the kid thing, you know, you tell them not to put the finger in the socket and then they are, you know what they're going to do.
And it
You
never
do
leaves you,
chocolate
even
egg,
as-
Yeah. That's why I always suggest like new parents, do it to your kid.
This is someone I know, like a friend or something.
Yeah.
He was being babysat by his uncle.
Yeah.
All right, and light चली गई, candle था. ठीक है, तो he just asked the uncle, what will happen if I put like ऐसा if I touch the flame? He's like, bro, you'll get hurt. I'm like, really? Yeah. I don't believe you. Go ahead.
That is such an accurate representation of the word uncle. Like, oh, you don't believe me? Go ahead. I really care less for you. I don't. As much as you think I do as an adult, I really don't. You know, even your parents, like, never been too fond of them. Like, just become entertainment for me, and you asked for it. Oh man, that's the worst thing that you can do to a kid is leave a kid around an adult who doesn't care. Because that is just an endless chain reaction.
That's how America's funniest home videos happened.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
And it's hilarious.
Because funniest home videos was OG YouTube.
It was
100%. Yeah.
YouTube killed it.
Yeah.
YouTube killed the whole concept died.
Yeah. I think the only clip show right now is Tosh.0.
What's that?
That's Daniel Tosh.
Yeah.
He does like clip videos, like the same skateboarders falling, people doing dumb shit and whatnot. And like he reacts on it. He has jokes. He sometimes interviews the people who did it, and sometimes he'll put a sketch around it. Like that's the only that whole category died.
That's quite a nice conversation to have. Here's your dumb moment. Why did you do it? Why? Like in retrospect, it's a horrible thing to ask, right? For somebody to look upon. You see those sorts of clips of videos all the time where somebody's made like a dumb error. I saw this about a young girl near a monkey cage in a zoo, and there were spider monkeys inside, and she's making fun of them, and she's going close to the extent where the monkey grabs hold of her hair. Alright, and now the monkey is trying to pull her in, like, oh, you think I'll allow a kid to get away with this shit? So she's trying to pull her in, and then there's other adults who are coming, and this one guy is using a t-shirt against the monkey's hand, and the monkey looks at the human being like, really? This is your choice of weapon?
Pedestrian?
A
You think you
t-shirt?
can take us on?
Yeah, like
Why the fuck am I still in a cage?
And then this girl somehow gets pulled away. Now to get out, instead of going around away from the cage, she decides to go around closer from the cage. So she, instead of taking a right, takes a left and gets caught again. Again, the second time. The second time. Now, how do you ask this person why?
but I also simultaneously feel so bad for this person, because that's the thing about the internet, right? That if you have a bad moment that is captured, that moment is there to stay. For the rest of your life. And
it's not getting erased.
People are going to make an entire perception of the person you are based on that one moment that you've had. Which is so sad.
To be reduced to only that. A lot of celebrities have had that moment. The most human moment is where the presses just go bonkers. Like, yes, you know what he said about Jews? I think they just get excited, whenever there's a Hollywood star. The bigger the celebrity, the more, like, it's almost like you have to tell the editor, you'll get heart palpitations. Go, calm down. Because it's a dying industry anyway. How many clickbait articles I've gotten frustrated about? Where there's something mentioned in the headline as if, oh, there's a fight that has happened. And then you read it and, oh, it's just normal thing.
Yeah, it was something on Twitter.
Yeah.
Which is not even that bad.
Yeah.
The whole article is just people like, ye logo ke tweets padho. I'm like, I'm not on Twitter for a reason. Why is Times of India showing me tweets?
That's precisely why they're showing it.
Hey, what are you doing outside the circle, man? Join us.
Come
Be
back.
angry, no.
I've always found Twitter very weird. Especially I've seen certain comics, everybody's a human being, dude. You're not impervious to an emotional reaction to somebody calling you a cunt couple of times. It's fine. Like it happens. But the way they process it feels so weird, because you're reducing what is supposed to be an entire conversation, even if it's angry. It's an entire conversation. There's steam to be blown off, rather than just like 240 characters, 240 characters. You're reducing every emotion to something that even awkwardness can't fit in.
Yeah, but Twitter also, the great part is, and the bad part is that it has, like, all your tweets have recall value no matter when you set them. So, like, you can say something today and people will go like, yeah, but on 9th March 2009, that's not what you believed in.
And I'm like, buddy, I've grown.
I felt that way at 1 p.m. on that day.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't feel that way at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
But I didn't tweet about it. That's the only difference.
Yeah. You can't represent complexity of life via social media. That hasn't happened yet. It was a very weird feeling though when we were walking. We went for a morning walk on the beach because of course you are in Goa. And the amount of times I felt, because you've been on a set, and whenever there's a camera, sometimes randomly it goes to, am I in the field or am I like, I don't want to like
Be in the frame,
spoil
huh.
like,
Yeah.
whatever, like, because you don't want to be unnecessarily rude. But I couldn't help it because everyone had the thing out. So now there's like, I think at least 20 random reels where there's just a bald Gaurav walking in the background,
Be happy.
judging
That's
people.
probably a murder alibi.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's the best you'll get out of it.
That's a good way to look at it. Reels will be murder alibis soon enough. But my lord, I was busy going viral. Like I stabbed, but it's not real.
My lord, I was doing a dance at exactly this moment.
Yeah.
You will find proof with the 800 shares that I have exactly at that time.
I was stabbing, but I was killing it.
Yeah.
Not like this basic bitch.
I've always wondered how weird it would be to have overlap of vocabulary in a courtroom. Where as comedians we use things like bomb, killing, murdered the room.
Yeah, for a group of people who always be like, "Ye marne ka nahi." We just use that.
And it's such a weird thing because we want them there. It's not like we like an empty room. We want the audience there. But if we do our job well, we're like, dude, I murdered you. I destroyed the room, bro. Calm down, all right, Jeffrey Dahmer, calm down.
कभी भी opposite नहीं हुआ है. Like, when Kill Bill is shooting Bill, he's not just like, oh yes.
Yeah, it's that's never going to be the reaction to. Yeah, we were trying to flip it in a very. That's, I think, one of the most narcissistic things that we do as vocabulary is concerned.
Yeah.
Like, we would feel
We're
really.
trying to co-opt very negative emotions.
Huh.
I think I'm waiting for a serial killer who just attacks comedians.
Yeah, probably go hacks at the hacks. That's the sort of serial killer I'm waiting for.
You'll be doing God's work, very honestly.
Yeah.
I'll cut you into a tight bit.
Yeah.
How many minutes did you say you had? How many minutes?
Let's see if you can handle my 20. That's the last thing a comedian wants to hear on the table.
I'm fine with you killing me, but I need these 3 people gone as well. They're on.
Let me recommend.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would have to say to a serial killer is, dude, you're not using the rule of 3. And just leave him like, what? Never heard of that?
Where's your segue, buddy?
Yeah.
You can't just kill me and then him. You have to do it smoothly somehow.
He should come to know.
Yeah.
He opens the blindfold and just like, so you're recording this?
Check, can I put out this as a reel later?
While you're doing this anyway and I've paid for the equipment, can I do like a quick 5 before?
I don't mind going viral posthumously,
Yeah.
alright? As long as I get it.
If
At this point,
anything, it would
anything
help.
Oh man, it's very interesting to see comedians' reactions to wanting to go viral is do lack of comedy and pay attention to a lot of other things. It seems like a very dickish statement, but it
But you make it every
right
second
also.
podcast. Like also.
What?
You say it
We are
every second
literally in a
also.
podcast.
Yeah,
Where you are going to put this up as reels.
yeah. And this is for all our listeners who believe in meta humor. All right, I'm covering all the demographics, guys. All right, I'm the only one looking at the whole pie chart.
I think what Gaurav was trying to say is that at his heart, he's a self-critical individual.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's such a horrible thing, man. It's such a horrible thing because it feels right, but it's also like you get it. Like whenever you see somebody who acts ignorant or sounds ignorant, they look so calm. Like that is like there's no friction inside this person, bro. he believes it. It's a strong, robust idea. There's no chinks. There's no secondary thought to it.
That is
Like,
true.
yeah, this is it.
I'm also beginning to realize how glorious the lives of my friends who are very ignorant are.
Oh, yeah.
They're genuinely very happy.
Yeah.
And all through my college and later, like my friends would keep bullying each other into saying you have to be well informed, you have to know what's out there,
Yeah.
you have to know why you have to understand politics and everything. And
Yeah.
and I just feel like none of them are really enjoying all this knowledge right now.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's decided to only share bad news.
Yeah.
Like you don't have anything nice happening, bro. Anything. You had a cake? Say that.
But also sometimes, like when I see my friends share stuff, like my thought is also, come on, man, there's no way you care about Tunisia this week.
Yeah. yeah, that is when you definitely.
Like when telling you like study about politics or read about politics,
Yeah.
or no one
Till
tells you
when?
you'll never find a good politician.
Yeah,
by the way. Like,
genuinely.
no one tells you that.
Most of the people who use flag emoticons as a part of their message of solidarity,
Huh.
I believe, are generally horrible at geography.
First of all, flag emoticon. The
Yeah.
smallest resolution
Yes,
of
yes.
the flag.
Yes, what it
you
stands
used.
for.
That
And-
is also something you can remove next week.
Yeah.
So,
No, and those are the people who have no idea about geographical, historical, cultural background at all. They have just decided to be like, why isn't the whole world like
fuck
that?
yeah.
You know that music event used to happen in the 80s, Live Aid's concert and
Yeah,
whatnot,
yeah,
where all of these big musicians used to come. And as much of a big spectacle it was, and it was amazing and whatever, you also felt like saying, you think this is what is going to solve it? Like all of you guys, like Mick Jagger, like the Rolling Stones, something, yeah, doing that, and
This-
just African children are have nourishment now.
there's probably more people who got AIDS at that concert. That was a super spreader. event.
In the 80s, nobody believed in any sort of protection. Are you insane? What is wrong with you?
Just getting AIDS left. Right. Next venue of the concert
Where
is
did
the
you-
hospital ward.
Where did you get it? What happened? Oh, I can't do.
Yeah.
What concert was
I
it?
went to stop it, but then if you can't kill it, you join it. Like just
Oh man, that sort of died away, right? That disease, the fear of it.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's the case with most like major world calamities. That
Yeah.
in time people learn how to deal with them, and
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like that much of a priority.
Yeah, like-
I don't think I've seen anyone who's scared of COVID over the past couple of months.
It meant the world like
Yeah.
1.5 years ago.
One and a half year ago, it was so scary.
Huh.
The thought of anyone getting it.
Yeah.
we would be wearing masks.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
would be like that right
Yeah.
now.
Like muffled voices and whatnot. And that is, I think, a factor of time also. Like it just dilutes every, like for me in 2022 now, like Black Plague is meh. Millions of people died. They did not even know how they're getting it.
There's probably someone who's just like, please don't call it Black Plague.
All
It's just the
plagues matter.
plague.
All plagues matter. Damn, dude.
I recently heard this though that rabies is still like one of the only diseases which if you get it,
Yeah.
it's got an almost 100% chance of killing you.
Oh.
Oh, I had
And there are just about 10 recorded,
deaths.
no,
then?
like survivals
Oh,
after
survivals.
getting
Oh,
rabies.
Yeah, we was
your
you
nose
were
was like.
so optimistic.
Oh, dude. That dog bites you, don't get those 6 injections. You
Yeah.
are done.
I had a dog bite when I was a kid. I got bitten by a dog, and I was going for 6 injections. That was when the shift had happened from 14 in the stomach around the navel to like 6 on the arm, and everybody who was older to me and had gotten bitten by a dog looked angry at the fact that I only get 6 injections.
Yeah.
They pointed out to me like, अरे lucky है तू, like, सिर्फ 6, हम लोग को तो 14 लगता था, मालूम है, तेरे से नहीं होता था. I was like, no, science just progressed, dude.
It's really true, but what you're saying, it's the general pattern of like how I see even my parents in so many ways. Like whenever there is something that is easier for the next generation,
Yeah.
their first thought isn't, oh good, that's easier.
Yeah.
Their first thought is, we had it harder. How did that,
Right
how is
now-
it easier for you all?
Right
Yeah.
now, there's a lab somewhere where they're like, we found the cure to cancer. It's like, don't reveal it.
Yeah,
Cancer
yeah,
builds
yeah.
character.
Like I remember I had told my dad that in school they beat us up with sticks, and his response wasn't like, oh that's terrible. His response was, yo, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Back in my time, beat us up with hockey sticks.
yeah.
It's not a point of
ऐसे थोड़ी
comparison. like-
national sport बना.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the ball was just to distract people.
Sorry, you were beaten up like it's death. Sorry, I didn't want to be beaten up that way. It's my bad, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you would be happier as my father, but you want to see a strange adult beat up your child. And that's where you're like, oh, life is happening to him as well.
Yeah,
Good.
Truly.
That's a great line to sort of end on. The fact that vicariously you get happy, like cancer builds character. I think we are the only ones who are taking that stance.
Well, it kind of built mine.
Yeah.
So, fine. I can attest to that.
I have a certified experience with
Yes.
this. Oh, damn, wonderful. Sumedh, I know you need to bounce. Let's wrap this up. Anything that you want to plug before we go?
I have a short film coming up that I've just directed.
Wonderful.
It's in my my mother tongue, Marathi. It's called Vinchu, and it's
Oh,
about
nice.
2 right-wing content creators who just want to make it big
Yeah.
and go viral. Almost like us.
Almost like us. We're nearly there.
I'm going to be putting it up towards the end of the year, so I hope you guys like it. I had like the best time writing in Marathi, and I hope you also get to experience it. at
Oh
some
yeah.
time.
It's a very freeing experience. You don't understand it, but were you? Did you study in a Marathi medium school?
I didn't.
English medium,
English
right?
medium school. This over the past 2 years, I have just read and written in Marathi.
Oh.
Yeah.
It has changed my life, and I've also, man, this feels like such a convent boy thing to say,
No, it's
Go ahead.
but
go
it's
ahead.
really true.
Yeah.
If you read like your own authors in your own languages, you begin to visualize language in a way that you have never visualized in
Yeah.
English.
Yeah.
Like just the association of like words one after the other, like it shows you a way of like understanding emotions in a way that you haven't in English. And
Yeah.
some of the books that I've read have been so good, and they've really changed my life, like forever out of them. And
languages tend to do that quite a lot. Like especially if it's your mother tongue and it's like you're rediscovering that part of.
But I'll tell you where the difference is for me. Like I would speak Marathi primarily with my family. With my family, I'm discussing only a certain amount of topics.
Yeah, restricted vocabulary.
Restricted vocabulary and restricted discussion as well.
Yeah.
Most of my friends were either Hindi or English speakers.
Yeah.
When I started reading in Marathi, especially about a ton of different subjects,
Yeah.
you just go like, wow, I've never heard this perspective out in English, and I don't think I ever will.
No.
So it feels great. I had read this book by one of my favorite Marathi authors called Venkatesh Madgulkar. And the book is called Bangarwadi, about a teacher who goes to a village. And he realizes after going to the village as a school teacher that none of the goat herds there want him. But also the last teacher who had gone there has been lynched out.
Oh,
Damn.
So what a
Wow.
great read.
that's a Get Out
Yeah.
scenario. Yeah.
It's such a great read. And
Also sort of makes me happy that I've quit teaching 3 years ago. That's the last.
you would really love it though. And most
Yeah.
of these are available on audiobooks right now. So I just love listening
great.
to them.
Is it?
That's a good recommendation from this podcast. That
I'll
book
look it
and
up.
just literature in general. Give reading a chance, like legit. Apart
It's like
from the comment
reels
section.
only, but like the pages are connected to each other.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you can turn like instead of doing this, just do this, and
Yeah,
it works.
You guys should also read Baluta, which is also available in English right now. And I think it's like one of the greatest Indian books ever written. It's just been translated by Jerry Pinto.
Oh, nice.
Jerry Pinto.
It's been
Oh,
translated
cool.
by him.
Yeah.
It describes the life of someone who was born in the Mahar community in Mumbai as well as from his village.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's like almost if to draw a parallel, it's like the English book, The Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, who was the
Yeah.
first American slave who got free to write a book.
Yeah.
So it gives you like a perspective about like life that you've never had, or just how most people live in the country that you will never get access to. Not
Oh
insanely.
yeah. You can't get a visa,
Yeah.
but you can definitely feel like you've lived there for a while. Hopefully a nice mix if it is a good book.
No, it's of this. You don't need a visa to read.
No. But a translation,
Acha.
Frederick Douglass ka I was talking
Acha,
about.
Frederick
No,
Douglass.
not of course the one that
मैं
he
वही
said.
सोचा था.
So that was my
Let's
bad.
cut that out in post.
Yeah, we'll cut that out in post. We'll just keep the recommendation.
Good call on edit.
Yeah. And that's also a place where I need to know, now my mouth and my brain are not working together. It's been quite a long day.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Take care.
Definitely, man. Thanks a lot for coming down. Or rather, we came down and you joined us. Thanks a lot for that. Appreciate it.
Done.
And we'll definitely see you soon. You will be able to see the Instagram handles over here. Not only that, as far as this particular shoot is concerned, it's also happening. Go ahead, plug the location.
It's happening at Cirrus Baba Au Rhum.
Yes. We are right on the top in a gymnasium actually. You can see all of the rings that are being utilized. We won't be able to use any of them.
But downstairs they have a great food menu, which you should 100% come and
Oh, yeah.
exploit the next time you are here.
And they also have a great collection of vinyls.
Yeah.
Down here. So just, come down whenever you get a chance. Check them out. That's it, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, we did not do a CTA.